There is no Mila without Periah. What does that actually mean? It means that there's no first without a second. The second brings in back into the root of the first. If there's a Mila without a Periah, means that there was no Mila. If there's a first without a second, it means that there's no first. This is a very deep concept in Rant. If there's a written Torah without an oral Torah, there's no written Torah. Does this mean that the written Torah is higher than the oral Torah? Does it mean that they're on the same level as the oral Torah? Or does it mean that the oral Torah comes to fulfill the written Torah, the first? Remember that Bereshis is Bereshis, two starts. If you don't have the second start, then you don't have the first start. That's why there are 2 days of Rosh Hashanah. If you didn't have the second day of Rosh Hashanah, you wouldn't have the first. One never can get pregnant on the first intercourse. You have to have the first bia, and then the second bia is the bia of intercourse. So that would mean that to be fruitful and multiply, and to have children, you would have to have the second intercourse. Even in that, it's Periah Varivia. It's 2 aspects. With all things, there are 2 aspects. It's a very deep concept. Even lech, lacha, the same word in a different context. This is my application of two-ness as oneness. Its most easily understood application is in Mila and Periah, because Mila was given to Abraham, and we don't get Periah until Moshe. This is a very interesting concept. The whole idea of Mitzrayim itself indicates the same idea of two-ness. Mitzrayim, fully spelt out, is 894, and then 14 letters and 5 words gives 913, which is Bereshis. Bereshis is that two-ness in the 2 starts. The idea of the exit of Mitzrayim, the leaving of Mitzrayim, isn't fully complete until the redemption comes. The full stages of the leaving of Mitzrayim, of Egypt, is not complete until the second Egypt is left. Till this world is complete by the second redemption. That redemption, the first redemption emanates from Malchus, the second redemption emanates from Bina and Aya. The second of anything reverts back to the first and completes it only with this second. Pesach and Pesach Sheni. This depth of understanding in Pesach Sheni is what reverts back to the first Pesach. Similarly, a man without a woman is not a man. The second part is found within the first, but not manifested until it comes out itself. There was no first start without a second start. Two-ness gives oneness. I make the analogy between Kedushin and Nesuin. The Nesuin reveals the root of the first. So the first is, in my opinion, higher here. The Kedushin is higher than the Nesuin. Even though the Nesuin is an Af-Haben, it reveals the root. This Tunis, this is starting to be like a rant here. This is a very deep concept for me. Even in tennis, you're only as good as your second serve. Your second serve reveals what you can do with your first serve. Everything has this second level of being that reveals the first. And this is a concept that I'm going to be talking about. You know, for years I've been talking about two-ness. And this is its highest level for me. The biggest thing is that Mila without Periah, as if there's no Mila. You need the second stage for there to be the first stage. That's the depth of this understanding here. You need the follow-up to reveal the first thing. And this is a great spiritual level. You see, to understand that the concept of two-ness is necessary for oneness. There are two parts to the whole itself, as miraculously revealed in the 2 days of Rosh Hashanah. These 2 days of Rosh Hashanah correspond to Leah and to Rachel. You know, I've been having deep experiences of mystical allure. Staring into my own selfie here. Not looking at the green light, but looking at the picture itself. Looking at myself while I talk. Mirroring. My eyes are down, not up. How to reveal deep mystical experiences over the internet is one of my aims and secrets and dreams. To put out long pieces and to hide some of the depths in the 6th and the 10th minute, the minutes that nobody looks at. Analytics reveal that nobody watches these, and the people who do watch them for a couple of minutes. They watch the original minute and then proceed on to other things. The second part makes back to the first. This may even be shown in the 2 times of Voru and Bohu, Periah Varivya, of the 5th day of the week and the 6th day of the week. How the 6th day of the week needed the reinforcement to show that the original Periah Varivya of the 5th day of the week is its essence, deep mystical allure. So did I write everything I wanted? Yep. The second is always found in the first. Much like Hava found in Adam. And to make the completion, you need 2. This is also found in Yibum Halitza. The great gematria of Yibum Halitza is 207, which is Ein Sof, or what a high level of this deep sexuality. How Halitza reveals Yibum. And today we don't practice Yibum. We paskin just the practice of Halitza. And in that practice of Halitza, we're really unveiling Yibum. And this is the great secret of our times. How the second reveals the first. I'll be talking about this. Again, always remember, these are just notes for me. Because this is like a recorder for me. You're not expected to watch them. All this is only for me. One should know that because it's a religious principle that the world was created for me. Once I start thinking about you, I'm not achieving my actual mamish reality. You only exist in my world. The spark of your soul is entered into my world for my sake, to help me as a malach, a spark, deep principle. So I leave with this again, what I started with today, how the second phase unfolds and reveals the first phase. Mila without Periah is as if there is no Mila. And this is what is revealed. And we will expand on this from now on.